Kim.
We're glad you're here with us today to join us while we chat about our stitching and other stuff.
I guess I better say this is the cross stitch channel. I've been noticing other people are saying that. So
Cross stitch channel, but so much more than cross stitch. Just be ready. There's so much.
So much more.
Today is March 21st, 2021. And we're almost to the end of March. It's crazy.
Don't know. Sarah and I were just talking. How did that happen? I'm glad we're not dragging by like last year was, but I'm also a little scared by how fast it's going.
No. Yeah, it's way faster than last year. And it's really bizarre to think about a year ago, like this week or two was where everything in Washington State really began to shut down. So
I'm drinking out of my mug that I bought right beforehand. I think this was the mug I drank out of the first day I was home.
from working.
Yeah. I think I must have popped into a store not knowing it was going to be the crazy thing that it was, that it is actually. But yeah, it's insane. I don't understand how this has happened.
I don't either.
I don't understand how we survived.
Of course we survived.
No, I don't feel like a very strong person most of the time. I guess we didn't really have an option.
There's really not a lot of option for strong or weak.
No.
What you have to do. Should we let the girls go first before we do sort of chit-chatty life stuff?
Girls need to get their stuff and go.
We've dallied around visiting while we were getting ready. So we'll let Lydia come up first. She's
big plans. She said she told me she has a big surprise, so I'm excited about this.
She's
okay.
So ready.
I saw a sneak peek.
Watching us. This is my 11-year-old goofball.
I just accidentally showed my big thing.
You just accidentally showed your big surprise. Now show it to us for real.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it?
Look at that.
This was Harry, Ron, and Hermione. It's a part of a really big one that we've talked about before from Cloud's Factory.
Oh, Liddy.
Part of their big Harry Potter
Harry,
project.
Hermione.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Here, let me hold it.
Wow.
So
That turned out. Look
nice.
at how good the stitches are.
So even and smooth.
Yeah. Wow, Liddy, you did a great job. And you got that done fast when she started doing it.
Congratulations.
My turn.
She has more to share.
I started a cute spring birdie card.
Oh, is it?
Oh, a little bird.
So this, I think, is from the Cross Stitcher magazine. Somebody,
It looks like one of the ones that would come in that magazine, World of Cross Stitch.
I have your recent one here, so I'll bring it over when we come.
I
Another one.
just started the beak, but yeah.
Oh, it's going to be tiny.
Yeah, it actually is really, really, really.
So
Oh, I really love. I'm really realizing how much I really love birds.
yeah,
Like, I really love bird stuff. I'm
So-
drawn to.
with
It's called
oh, you want to do
a
it?
card and an ornament.
Okay, so what it's meant to do is fit in that little.
Sorry, hold on.
Oh, I see. So all that stuff in the picture you held up was the painting on the card. Oh.
So the only stitching is the bird.
Oh, that's going to be so pretty.
Except for that's the beak.
That's
So,
also
yeah.
And
Oh, that's also the back. I'm sorry.
But it should fit straight in there.
Oh, Liz, that's going to be fast and cute.
She already has a
And I'm
friend.
going to send it to my friend, which I cannot see right now.
Which
So,
friend?
London.
Yes. A friend from our homeschool co-op that she hasn't seen this since in a year.
Yeah.
So we will.
Have they been able to Zoom? Have they Zoomed?
Haven't Zoomed, but they've written letters back and forth all year.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
Oh my
we-
gosh.
That'll be perfect, Liddy. That'll be a perfect gift for her.
From the world of cross stitching.
It is. They have really cute little kits that they stick in there.
Your new one that just came has a kit in it. I haven't even looked at it. I'm just put it on the counter and I'm going to let you be the first to explore it.
Okay.
So I bought Mom
My turn.
this subscription to that magazine.
Bye, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Millie's been working on this. Tell us why.
For baby Jenny.
the baby
I
Junie.
made a
So
baby.
we talked last week about how my brother had baby Juniper. Well, he didn't have baby Juniper. His wife Cassidy had baby Juniper last week. Early, really early. She's teeny tiny. We'll talk about her probably more in a few minutes.
We'll give an update on her later.
Loves to make. So she made
It
this.
looks like there should be another tie there though.
I know. I think we might have to. I might just stitch this or something. I think.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. There's a couple strands here, Millie, that you should just tie in.
Yeah.
There's a hole there. Just tie it to a new
Ah, that looks cute. Was that a kit?
It
No,
was a
it's-
kit. It came with a bunch of little decals that we're not going to use.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember them getting those kits or her getting that kit.
Yeah, our friend Diana gave all the girls. You have more to share, right?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Why don't you get it now? You want to stay here and talk about this with me too?
Sure.
I thought Liddy wanted to do that, but she is off like a shot.
She wants to play some.
Oh, so Liddy's going to start soccer at the beginning of April for the first time. She's been asking to play soccer for years. And of course, last year we didn't do it because there was no soccer last year. So we just signed her up for her first team sport
I
ever,
did
which
like
she's
6
going to
minutes.
love. But now she's been outside all day, practice all afternoon since she got
Liddy is the social butterfly of the family.
for a team sport. Okay,
I wouldn't.
Millie might not be a good team sport. It'd probably be really good for you, Millie. Okay,
Probably for you, Millie.
what is this? Tell us about this.
I think this is the wrong thing.
Is there a right or a wrong? Aren't you
Yeah,
just
'cause
knitting and
there's-
knitting and knitting?
There's like a couple like threads
Okay.
from the.
All right, here's the right side.
Oh yeah, that's your big blanket you've been working on.
I'm making a blanket for myself. It actually looks really good.
It does look really good. I mean, we can't really see it very easily regularly. Like this is the first time I feel like we really held it out and looked at it.
On my camera, on my screen right now, it's pixelated, but it probably won't be when you
What is
on your end.
It looks okay on
What does
mine.
that mean?
So
There we go.
we have a few
Okay.
problems here, but
Huh?
we have a few little problems
That
here.
wasn't me.
That wasn't you? What was that, Opal the dog?
Was it the magic knitting unknitting fairy?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not sure what happened.
I think Mama's gonna have to do some surgery on that part.
Really just stitch that kind of shut with a piece of yarn.
It's gonna be cozy and warm though. It's gonna be squishy.
It's that like
It's
really
like
squishy.
squashy.
Chenille. Is it the chenille?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the
Good job. You taking a break from your stitching these days?
No.
Got the knitting book?
Yes.
She did cross it too, so she's
did.
grabbing that too.
Wow.
She's been handicrafting it up.
You've been handicrafting it up, man. Ooh.
These
yeah.
little Totoro.
Oh, you're Totoro guy.
This
I
pattern.
haven't seen him for a while. You've worked on him before, right?
Yes.
Yes, it wasn't brand new. Sorry, I don't think we probably should have showed that pattern because that's actually when we bought.
You know what? It was so quick.
I'd have to figure out where I had bought it from. I bought it online somewhere, probably on Etsy.
Oh, look at you.
It's Samantha Marsh is the name on the designer. So if you're interested in finding, here I'll flash it one more time. These cute little Totoro guys.
This is the blue guy.
This, if you don't know this movie, it's from My Friend Totoro, and it's one of our favorite.
Anime, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's anime style, but it's not really like, yeah, I mean, it is. It's a Japanese animation style. And he's made a ton of movies, and now they've all been released mostly through Disney in the US with English voiceovers, but they originally were put out in Japan. And they're always really fun. They've been some of our favorites for years. So Totoro is probably the first one we ever saw.
More.
And there's a little more handicrafting.
Okay, so I made this.
Tell us what these are.
These are rubber band bracelets and jewelry and stuff.
What's it called?
I don't know. Rainbow.
Rainbow loom. You want to grab the loom since it's right there?
It's actually done on a loom.
We have never seen this. This is kind of all the rage with girls of this age group, I think. And we need to get more of these bands.
Here's
So
my
they're just
loom.
little rubber
Here's my
bands
clip.
like this.
Okay, and then I made another one.
And you do them in designs on this.
Another new kit. Is this a kit that they've had for a while and they're just now doing it, or is this a new?
Yeah, they go off and on. They've done this. Millie made me some earrings. Didn't she make you some earrings a couple last year?
But I don't know where they are.
I don't know either.
So
I think-
I'll have to look for them.
These at our house, so you may have left them here.
Maybe they're here somewhere. And so you hook them, you kind of do them in different designs here, and then you
Yeah.
take them off with this little,
have-
crochet hook thing.
I can.
And we have a book that has different kinds of
I'm
designs.
gonna make a
So
super
she's,
short.
this one is called a zipper. What is it? Zipper bracelet. See how it's like, trying to
Can I
show.
make
Up with this stuff. This is
What's this one called, Millie?
back and forth bracelet?
It looks like you made a little mistake here or something, but
maybe.
and then you just buy refills of the little bands and stuff.
yeah, you can get them at
So,
Michael's or Joanne,
can
and
I, like,
any craft store
show
has these
how you do it?
rainbow loom. So if you have little people in your life around this age, you can do them just on your fingers as well.
Yeah,
There's
like-
simple ways, like the girls used
like
to just do them like a chain, probably like maybe a basic crochet chain or something. You just pop them on and you make a chain of them, and then you can get these little. So that's what the girls used to do. And now they've gotten into making more fancy patterns.
That's because we.
You can
actually
also
got the
make
loom.
little charms. There's like fancy,
Yeah, there's a lot of patterns.
kind of like
We have
almost like
2 books.
origami.
We have 2
We can make
books.
little creatures and stuff like that.
Fun. That's a fun thing.
But we're
Can
just
I-
down to this color. So I guess we need
Yeah.
to.
So,
There's-
can I see this?
Oh, Millie's doing a demo.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get some refills.
So I don't know if you can see what she's doing. She's hooking them like in a zigzag pattern.
Thank you, Richard.
Here, I'll hold it up closer when
Okay.
you've done one more. Just back and forth in a zigzag.
Mm-hmm.
And then the order you take them off kind of creates the different designs.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
In here.
I'm
You gonna do
just
a whole
gonna
thing?
just make a little chain.
Oh, just making a little chain.
Yeah.
How long will it take? Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
then you turn it around.
Here, come closer to the thing and show while you're doing it.
There you go.
What if I hold it for you and you can take it off? Can you do it without looking at it? Oh, and then I'll just kind of.
Okay, so I made this necklace for me.
Mm-hmm. Got a charm on it.
Little feather charm. Also with that same brown, which is the only color we
I mean, I used the rest of
Oh, wait.
this stuff up
maroon.
for Rosie. That's for Rosie.
She
the
didn't
same
even take it
thing.
off, huh? She loves it so much.
Yeah. So now let's
Cute.
put
Okay.
it-
All right. So I probably will cut out what I had said earlier before we paused it.
Okay.
I'll just do a brief explanation. For school, we've been doing this thing where there's sort of unit studies. It's through Five Marys Ranch, and you can find Five Marys on Instagram if you want to learn more about ranch school. But we last week we're doing a unit study on dairy cows. So we were learning about dairy cows, of which we have one, even though she's not currently in milk and we have never milked her yet, but in the future we hope to. So we didn't have raw milk or anything to do this with, but we just bought whipping cream. And there's kind of a story behind this. In our old house that we moved into, remember that pig cookie jar that I should have brought that to show, the pig cookie jar. So we moved into this house, not this
I'll
house, but the
get
house
it.
before this.
Okay.
You want to go grab it?
Yeah.
Okay, careful. It was like a really bad experience. The house was kind of junky and they hadn't even moved out fully. Like there was just stuff left in the house when we moved in. It was kind of one of those country house move-ins, and we were first-time home buyers and didn't know what we were doing. So we walked in.
Ton of stuff in this house. I walked in with Sarah.
Furniture that we had to move out of the house when we closed, and we went to go move in, and there was like crappy couches and just junk still in the house. So we actually had to clean out the house, and we came over to move from a few hours away. We like had done the whole moving truck and we came to move into the house, and it was like a mess.
Couldn't even start to pack because we had to like de-junk the house.
Yeah. And so I was upset, understandably. And in this house were a few things. Most of it was just total junk. And then one of the things that's basically total junk was this pig cookie jar.
I like
And Mom was like, oh, because you were there. Oh, that's kind of cute. I mean, it's kind of so ugly, cute. You know, one of those things that just, and I was like, oh, and I hated it. But I didn't get rid of it. And I didn't really know why, but I just kept it on the shelf because
Been there.
it's just
I
been
like
there
it.
and I just left it there.
I like
And over time, I came to see it as sort of a symbol of like, I mean, I do think it's kind of cute now. I actually still think it's pretty ugly, and it's totally not my style of anything, but I think it became a symbol for me of how God can take a really frustrating or bad experience and use it for good. Like it can become beautiful in my eyes, even when I think at first it's just horrendous. So anyways, I kept this big cookie jar. And the other thing that was on the shelf next to this cookie jar, the reason I'm telling this story is because also there was this old Daisy butter churn.
It's really old.
I think it's Daisy churn, and we don't really know what year this is, but it's pretty old. It's one of the old, like there's other models of this. Well, it says 28, so we could probably find out, what year this was from or whatever. It's missing a little wooden paddle, but that we realized this week it doesn't make a single bit of difference. So when we went to do this butter making adventure this week with the girls, I thought, well, let's just use that churn rather than the KitchenAid. Let's wash it up really good. So we washed it really good and stuck a bunch of whipping cream in this beautiful old thing. And the girls whipped, I'll put pictures at the very end of the video. And we made 2 pounds of butter. And
Wow.
with
Can I
it.
get the other stuff?
So this is just we used some of it. This is honey butter. We just took the butter and mixed a little bit of honey and salt in it, rolled it up in saran wrap and put it in the fridge. And this one's just plain salted butter.
Yum.
Tastes like butter. It's delicious. So I guess
Oh yeah, I can imagine how yummy it is.
Two
Full
more.
fat, baby.
So we used it on the honey butter on cornbread last night, and the regular, or I think we used honey butter on pancakes yesterday too. But I don't know why this one has like a weird shape. It must have gotten kind of squished. But I just wrapped it up like a sausage in saran wrap and put it in the fridge. So now we have basically 2 pounds of fresh homemade butter. The girls we did half of it before and made 1 pound. And then yesterday, basically independently, they took the rest of the whipping cream. It was like half gallon of whipping cream.
I don't even remember that churn being in there. I remember the pig, and I just said, you just need to keep it. Just keep it.
So I did because you said to, and I was like, all these years, I just looked at it like, ugh, that's just ugh. And
But
then
I think
I washed it and I started using it, and I was like, I like it now.
I just kind of felt like you said, and it was kind of a symbol of, you would look back on that day, as traumatic as it was at the time and frustrating and anger, eventually you'd look back on it like you are, and you moved on from it, and the house you lived there with so many happy memories, even though it wasn't your dream house. But I just always thought, yeah, it's just kind of a talisman or something of.
Yeah, just kind of a symbolic.
Yeah. It was pretty junky in there.
You want to say bye? Bye?
We hadn't seen the house before they bought it, but my husband and I didn't get a chance to.
And we had gone through it, and when we went through it, there was stuff in it, but we'd assumed they would.
It was going to be gone.
Our experience had told us that would be how it was. When you buy an old farm type house, you probably are going to inherit a lot of junk somewhere in the location, whether it's in the yard or in the shop or this was like a house where the people who had owned it had lived there and owned it for like years and years and years. And then they weren't even the ones living in it anymore. They were renting it out to a family member. So, but stuff had just kind of collected there. So that's life update. We can do other life updatey things later if you want. Do you want to talk about anything though before we start showing stitching?
No, we should show our stitching so those people that don't want to hear our life update, because it's already been long, cannot have to watch it. Let's do our stitching.
Okay.
I did not bring a previous finish in.
Oh, I have.
I'm slacking.
I have one for you. This is one of your previous finishes.
Oh, it is one of my previous.
When I was little. I don't know when
I do remember.
you gave it to me.
I think I stitched that for you when you were in college.
Really? And then
Care package.
Well, remember I used to collect rabbits? I thought I'd had it longer than college, but maybe college. Isn't it cute? I have no idea what this pattern is. Here's your framing.
Fancy finishing. Better than Scotch tape.
Pops in and out. Pops in and out all the time. I should probably just tape it in. If I taped it in, it would probably be good.
Yeah.
You could just live in it. So I put this out every spring. I haven't decided where to go. So it's going right here for now.
Yeah, I do remember stitching it, but in my memory, I did it as a care package to college, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, it might have been. That's the previous finish I brought. It's actually your previous one.
The dual previous, it was mine and yours.
I have a current finish from this week.
Oh,
So I finally finished my socks.
yay, got it done.
I did them, and I'm not in love with them, but hey, I made a pair of socks.
You're not in love with them?
Next time I would totally do a lot of things differently, I think. But
I think knitting socks is a totally huge learning curve to get them to be the kind you like for your leg and your foot. And it's taken me a long time.
yes, I think they are really cute.
Mhm.
This is the heel.
Mhm.
It's a really pretty little heel. I don't know. It's not really showing up because it's kind of subtle. I would do ribbing all the way this next time.
I rib all my socks. They don't stay up if I don't rib them.
Yeah, and I don't care too much if they're a little slouchy, but also they're not exactly identical. And even though I took it out and I redid it and they look exactly identical lengthwise, I feel like one foot, maybe my feet are just different sizes. That's probably it. One foot is
Maybe.
bigger than the other. And so I probably would need to figure out more of that.
Mhm.
But you know what? I think they're cute and they are pretty comfortable and I will wear them.
Yeah.
If I were going to do them again, I would pick a different.
Right. I have a go-to pattern and it's ribbed. It's basically a 3x1 rib, I think, that I love because I like my socks tight. I don't like my socks slipping around too much.
Yeah.
But I don't wear my hand knit socks very often because it just doesn't get that cold here that I need wool socks.
And it does. I wear warm socks all winter, so I probably should knit myself more and figure it out.
And I plan on moving somewhere where there's going to be cold winter, so I'm stocking up.
That's true. You want to show your whips?
So again, it was a little bit, I felt like it was a little bit light on stitching because baby Junie, I needed to knit a sweater that I started last week, and I'm a little farther along this yoke. So I should tell you what I'm knitting first in case you're new. There's no hurry to get this done because this pattern, I think I'm doing a 6 to 9 month, or is it a 0 to 6? I don't remember. I don't know. It's going to be big. She's not going to need it right away. It's called She's Like a Rainbow by Melissa LeVar.
I don't think I tagged that in our last video, so I should this time.
I am in love with that little yoke. But there last weekend I was off and I should have just early on just put on my big girl panties and put some stitch markers on to help me guide my way, but I didn't. And so I did a lot of ripping on the weekend, but now I'm past it and I'm going to start the body.
Oh, that's a pretty pattern.
Here we go.
Oh,
this is the back and it's going to be a little cardigan. So now I'm starting down the body and I'll separate. I think I've got about a ½ inch to go maybe, and then I'll separate for the sleeves. So I really love it. It's so sweet.
Looks good on you too. You should just make a little collar for yourself like that.
Yeah, I can. Anyway, but you can see the pattern nice because it's against the red. Anyway, so I told Sarah before we started recording that there's no way I'm going to have this done by the shower. I just need to stop killing myself for it. She doesn't need it by the shower because we are having her shower next week. I'm just going to wrap it up. This is wonderful with the pattern, picture and with what I've got done. And my daughter-in-law will get a kick out of that. She's not a high.
She'll get it.
She's not a high maintenance girl. She rolls. I mean, and she's really rolling with the punches right now with that baby. So I worked on that quite a bit, but then I also did work on a few other things that I had. Well, I worked on my Hawk Run Hollow, a year in Hawk Run Hollow, and I started the method where I was only going to do a half cross.
Yeah.
On this, whatever I'm doing. What are we doing?
28. So now you're doing 2 threads with half a stitch rather than 1 thread with a whole stitch.
22 count, 28 count, or 32 count? What did we pick?
I don't know.
32 count.
I probably could look at my.
Anyway, so I did
28.
Huh?
I'm doing it on.
Oh, then I must be doing it over that.
You're doing it on.
I think it's because it's a linen that it doesn't look like, when I do a 28 Monaco, it looks more defined, but this is a linen. Okay, so I forgot that I was supposed to be doing 2 strands. So when I first started, I thought, there's no way this 1 strand half cross is going to cover this. This is poo. So then I thought, I bet it needs to be 2. So I took out a few stitches and I started it. Now, when I'm under my magnifier, I can definitely tell that it's not a full cross. Well, I can't. I mean, when you fill in, it doesn't. But like if there's a gap between stitches, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. But I did work on the girl. She's got the word January in her dress. I haven't done that, but I did all the outline.
Cute.
I did all that. And I was just watching Carolyn Zook stitch this morning. I was behind 2. I'm not sure if it was her latest one or the one before, but she showed, she's doing a spring at Run Hollow, and she showed her latest block. It took her 37 hours to do that one block.
Did that feel like comforting to you?
Yes, because this is insane. I have so much to do on this block still.
Yeah.
This is all filled in with white. I've got more words. I've got the border. There's some more trees. I mean, these are just not for the faint of heart. They're delightful, but man alive. And it doesn't help that we're doing it over 1.
Yeah, it does go slower, I think.
She's doing hers over 2, and it still took her 37 hours. But it felt good. I hadn't worked on this for a while, so that was nice.
Yeah, you haven't pulled that out in a long time.
And I think, getting her dress outlined, then I don't think I can go in and do the January and then fill in around it. I think I'm going to have to do it row by row, because I don't trust myself to count that well on this. So that got worked on. That was one of my spins. I worked on this. I love this piece. I worked on it a little bit, and I worked on it this morning. I actually cut the, hi Opal. I cut my fabric finally, got that stiff mess off of the bottom because it was driving me nuts.
Oh yeah.
Then I panicked thinking, oh, I wonder if I gave myself enough room. But it is Barbara Anna's. It was in punch needle, primitive stitcher, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Barbara Anna, Spring in My Heart.
Oh yeah.
I thought, oh, what a cute little pattern. I should be able to start and finish that. Well, yeah, if I wasn't working on anything else, but the March is almost over and it ain't going to be started and finished. I mean, it started, but it's not going to be finished. But I did work a lot on it. So.
Oh, those little flowers done.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
I did this.
Yes. Last time you just had the first little hoop done.
And I did the flowers. Is it focusing?
Cute. Pretty well. I mean, well enough that I can see it. Yeah.
There's 4 colors to those flowers. So
colors, right? A darker, a lighter pink, and then a reddish color. And then
it's kind of 3 colors of well, the reddish is more of a deep mauve kind of color. There's 3 colors of pink, a brown, and a yellow.
Oh, and a brown. That's a lot of colors. That's Barbara Anna, right? That makes me think of that green girl where those flowers.
It is the Barbara Anna. And then I did the stems. There's 2 colors of green in the stem. So in April, the magazine monthly challenge, I printed out and the theme is April showers and the acrostic is rain. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the acrostic, but I am going to keep this I'm not going to start a new one. I want to get this done, and I'm going to count it as April showers, rain, bring me flowers. I'm going to get very creative, but I want to get this done because it's sweet, and there's no sense in having something this small languish, and I don't really need to be starting anything else. So it got a little bit of work, and I like working on it once I get going on it.
Cute.
I mean, you can finish those little motifs fast. I love my little bag from Quilting with Nico.
Oh yeah.
This bag. It was a splurge. I think I worked on this week. I don't think I showed this. I think I showed it last week, but I worked a little bit more. I don't think I had filled in my things of summer. I don't think I had filled in her whole bathing suit.
You hadn't, yeah.
So the little bathing suit is done.
Yay.
And I was thinking about Mania, because I am not doing New Start Mania this year. There is no way I have any business starting 31 new starts. No way. And so I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing an Alicia Mania. And just during the week, working on my Alicia Paulsons. I've got things of summer, things of autumn, things of winter, and I haven't even started things of spring yet. And doing that on the weekdays, and maybe letting myself do a new start on the weekends in May. But I'm toying with that idea. Whatever I do, it's going to be a whip mania of some kind. I also did not work on anything else, I guess. I only worked on, well, no, the other thing I really worked on was my joyful whirl because I needed to get my March done.
Yeah.
I got my March done last night. Whoops, let me see here.
Had you had it all the way done when we were looking, when you showed it to me? You had still more of the water, I think, left.
I had the water, yeah.
Oh, you did it. So
Here we
cute. It is really cute without the borders. It's really cute lined up like that.
It's a different look, isn't it? And
Really nice.
so it's all done, and I counted out, I figured out now, because now I'm going to have to go down. So my April is going to go down below my January. And I wasn't sure how I was going to count it down. I was like, oh, I got to do math. I got to do counting. But I think I figured out how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go down like 26 rows and in 8 or something like that. And it should line I'm basing it off the grasses, the bottoms.
Yeah.
And I think that'll work. Okay. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm really proud of myself to get 3 out of 3 done.
You're going to do 3. You're going to
3.
do 4 rows of 3.
Yeah.
So it'll be longer instead of wider.
Right. And I had a little bit of a panic last night too, because I was like, oh, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have enough fabric. So I folded it and then I folded it and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough room. And then I thought, no, that's not accurate. So I got my tape measure out and I should have plenty of room to get 4 rows. Can you imagine?
Well, what you would have to do is probably stitch some on or something. You know, have you seen people who do that? That'd be kind of cute, but it'd be a pain.
Oh no, I would cry. I would just cry. Anyway, so that I did work on that a lot this week to get those. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a lot, but those little flowers and everything, you know, there's a lot of counting. And I do not do well counting around. I do much better counting down. But when I'm counting, you know, off of something, and I didn't have to frog anything, but I was really careful. So those were the main things I guess I worked on. I didn't really work on I didn't stick to my plan, which was, I think I lost my plan. This would explain why I didn't stick to it. I
didn't do a good plan. That
no, I can work on something else. There is something else. Hold, please. Did I not put it in here? Oh, here it is. Not very much, but I did a little bit. I worked on my button up. Whoop-de-doo, I got some trees done.
Yay! Every little counts.
I worked on it one night when I put the knitting down, and then I thought, you know, Kim, today I thought, there's no way you're going to get that sweater done, so don't stop stitching just because you want to. Yeah, so that's what I worked on. What did you work on?
Well, I'll show you what I'm knitting first. I am also knitting baby knitting. I had picked out this pattern and I got a chance to go get some yarn. So my Hobby Lobby now carries, I'm actually going to grab the label. It's just right over here. Now carries this yarn that looks like kind of hand variegated. Well, maybe it is hand dyed. Yeah, it is hand dyed. Did you know that Hobby Lobby's carrying hand dyed yarns?
I saw that, but I wasn't sure it was hand dyed. Okay.
Backless hand dyed yarns can have a slight color variation from skein to skein. So it must be hand dyed. At first I thought it was probably just like imitation hand dyed, but I mean, it really does look comparable to any. I like it kind of bright here, but it's so cute. This yarn is really cute. The colorway that I did is Blue Vapor, and I'm stitching this Sunday sweater pattern from Jenny Scheller, and you can find this on Ravelry. There's probably a link on her website, which is, why am I spacing on her website? I used to follow her blog pretty often.
Jenny Schiller, small things.
Things. Well, anyways, if you Google Ginny, Ginny, Scheller, here's how you spell it. I will link to her website because I'm spacing right now on Small Things blog. Oh, that's all right.
Something small things, but yeah.
I'll link to it in our description box. So it is a cardigan and it has, I'm in the middle of a row, so it's not going to lay just right. I'm like right at the end of a row, actually. This is how it's coming. I am knitting. She has directions for how to take the pattern. You basically knit this 4/5 size with a smaller yarn. So this, it calls for fingering weight yarn, is like what you use for socks. The yarn that I got is technically like more of a lace weight, but it really isn't like fine, fine lace. I would definitely call this more of like a 2, maybe a white 2. And then I went down a needle size. So this is not, I'm having a hard time getting a good, this is where I'm doing it. I'm hoping that it ends up being almost like a preemie type size, or like little 0 to 3.
Yeah.
Closer to 0 than 3. Anyways, so I have a long ways to go, but here's the kind of little,
Cute.
like a little eyelet pattern in the front on the 2 panels. I've knit this before, but it's been years. I knit it for my girls, for Liddy, when she was like 4 or something, in a gray, but I'm loving this yarn. I think it's turning out really cute. So that's what I've been knitting, but I also probably will not get that done. So I didn't just work on that for that reason. Let's see. I have another thing I'm knitting, but I'll show it at the end because it's not that exciting. Because it's another Etsy order. So it's like the same thing I've shown like a million times. I've been working also on my Joyful World. And I'm just gonna roll it down. I've been trying to get this side border done, and I got this much of it is all done.
Wow.
So I just need to do the other 2/3 up this side, and then basically 3/4 of the top, and then it's all totally done.
Okay, so Candy from 614 Stitcher, she commented, she either commented on one of our videos or she commented on a comment I left on hers, because she knows how much I hate doing borders. I love the look of borders. I just am terrible at borders. And she said, you know, you really should just do a little bit at a time. And I was kind of thinking that maybe I should try doing a little bit of that border across the top. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to.
Just do like, you could even do like a little up the top to the side and then leave 2 corners blank. And, you know, you could almost just do like this. Some here and some here would be kind of pretty, like a.
Not do the whole thing ever?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about just doing a little bit of it and then stopping.
Well, that's basically what I did. I thought, okay, I'm just going to do this side. That's my goal, is to just get one side done or one chunk of the side done. And then, you know, if you've been following, you know, I've been kind of working. The bottom takes the longest because I'm doing it the opposite of you. I did 3 rows of 4. Yours is a row.
My sides, my long ones are going to be on the side.
Yeah. But I really love the border. I feel like it ties it together, but I also have all those little individual borders, and you might not need that. But what I was saying, you could just do like, sort of like this, but then only take it to here. This blank and just do the like
down the bottom,
like a corner border.
Yeah, I could maybe try that. Maybe I should do that and then see if I like how it looks, and if not, just continue the board, then just continue the border up later.
Yeah,
I was just thinking if I got April done before the end of the month, maybe I would start in the corner and just see how it looks. Yeah,
that would be another idea. Do it as you go, kind of.
The gal that I'm taking this from that posted her picture without the border, the individual borders, she hasn't really done anything else in that group. I did find her on, she does have a Facebook outside of that group, but I'd have to ask to be her friend to be able to see anything. She says she crossed it. I mean, she has cross stitches or interests, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how far down to go to start, you know, and I figured it out. It wasn't that hard. I think it'll be okay, but I really do. I haven't seen anybody else post a picture like that. Everybody else that I've seen pretty much is doing the borders, and the borders are nice. I just knew that I would probably give up if I had to do that border every month. And I think that's partly why, well, that was one of the reasons why I gave up last time. So yeah, the border does make it does really pull it in together nice though. Your big border.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be happy I had it. I've also been working a little, not very much, on my Dreaming Girl from Barbara Anna. I don't think I probably did enough almost to show this week. So last week I had done almost all of this. I really think the only thing I did was the boat, like this, beginnings of this boat. And then I think I set it aside to start that baby sweater that same night because I found my winder, my ball winder.
Love it.
I'm hoping that this week I can at least finish that clue and maybe start there's a new clue out, but I haven't even printed it or anything. So I need to deal with that this week, I think. But like I said,
one more clue to this, I can't remember.
There's 2 more after what I've stitched. At least I think there's a total of 4. So I'm on clue 2 right now. No, I'm on clue 3, and there's
2 more? There's 5 clues.
There will be 5. Now I can't remember for sure.
I think once I get her face done, then I really like doing all the little motifs.
Yeah, the
once I
rest
get-
goes way faster. Well, the hair took a long time and the face. And then
I could stop on her face and do some motifs, but I really just want to get the face done. I didn't work on her at all this week though. I was working on other stuff.
I worked on my Milk and Cream Co. and it doesn't look like really exciting progress. So yeah, the name of the game for Milk and Cream Co. is just filling in. I'm going vertically so that you kind of get a little of the variegation on that eggshell. I think it's.
Yeah, I like that eggshell.
I do too. It's pretty. And it doesn't even really look like it has any variation hardly.
That's the one I'm using on Winter's Peace on my snowman.
No, you're using
I'll show it because I'm going to pull it out in a minute.
Hot Weeks. It's Classic Colorworks.
Oh yeah.
Like, see, you can hardly even, I wouldn't even guess there really is any variegation in it. But when I'm stitching it, you can definitely see slightly vertically, and see that it's vertical.
Oh, then you're going to be done with it. Wow, you've almost got to finish.
Fill in the green on this tree that I also just got from you. And then it's done.
I'm going to have it done before Mania starts, which is when you started it.
Oh, that would be a good goal to have. Finish it in April, see if I can get it done. I worked a little bit. Oh, just again, super slow going. I got a few more blue rows done on the ocean of my shores at Hawk Run Hollow. Again, I'm pretty close to finishing this too. I need to finish the words. I have a picture handy. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, y'all. Should have. I don't know if I can find a photo, but here we go. I have the birds and the words and the rest of the waves to do.
Okay.
So much stitching. Like, this thing is hours already, hours and hours of stitching time.
Oh, it's.
I just hardly, and I am also doing, like you said, I am doing 2 strands, half stitch over 1 hole on 28 count, which is faster. I am definitely going faster, not having to cross back.
After a while, I get in the groove of counting that way though.
Yes.
Like if you count across and then you're going to count going back, I had a hard time always finding my hole. It's with a whole mind thing to think, oh no, I got to be going this way first. I'm not making my bottom cross because I'm only doing my top cross.
Yeah, I do have to sort of think through that.
You're just doing your top cross, right?
I'm just
your
doing top cross.
Bottom right to top left. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, I am. So it is faster, but you're right. It does take a little bit of thinking.
Yeah.
Thing I worked on this week, other than the knitting I'll show in a second, I guess, is this toile sampler. Again, Christmas, Better Homes and Gardens Christmas cross stitch, Christmas 2003, which I think you can kind of find on Etsy or or eBay. I mean, losing my words. Okay.
I love how that pig is looking at us over your shoulder.
Hi, pig. He's my guardian angel now. He sits in the kitchen and thinks about what I'm cooking when I make food.
Tackled the house. You couldn't avoid it any longer.
Yeah, I thought I'm just doing it. If I put it off anymore, I'm just gonna dread it more and more. And it's really not that bad. It isn't super fun to stitch these little windows. If I'd been smart, I maybe
love the look of
first and then outlined them. But
yeah.
Well, so this week I
did
this, and then I started the smoke and the chimney, and it's cute.
You work on it a little bit and move over and do another motif and then go back.
Yeah, that's not how I stitch though. I'm just gonna plow through it till it's done. I just know that that's what I'll end up doing.
So you're not miserable anymore.
Yeah, that's it. The last thing I'm working on, I got another fox hood order.
Wow, some more orange yarn.
Some more orange yarn. So I got this as the neckband all done, and then I'll knit the hood, stitch it together, and do the ears, which are in the button or in the band around the front.
But it's a child size one, so it's not as big.
It is amazing how much faster it goes, even though it's just a size or 2 smaller than the other one. So my goal is to get that done this week, mailed out.
Yeah.
And then
did you say on last week's video how one of the gals you shipped one to messaged you, I think from the States, somebody in the States, and they were caught in that huge snowstorm, one of the big storms, and they were like so thrilled to have it. They were wearing it all the time.
Yeah.
Or was that the, yeah, yeah.
Who was it? It might have been.
Was it the gal in Switzerland? Maybe it was her.
No, no, I don't know. I can't remember who that was now. My brain is
The
like,
one of our viewers that you knit one for?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a total blank here, but I did hear from the person that ordered one in Austria who finally did receive it. And she, poor thing, she said she had to pay a toll. She had to pay, of course, shipping from here to there and then a toll on her end. But she said she loves it and she wears it every day, which made me just really happy.
But didn't she say that the taxes to get it was more than what she paid for the
shipping and the taxing, that shipping and taxes and everything was more than I even charged for the actual item itself.
some of those countries really get hit hard.
Yeah, but it made me really happy that she said it was worth it because she loves it so much. Yeah, and she said she wears it every day.
And I can kind of see where if you lived in a place where the wind, especially for me, it's when the wind hits my face that I get really cold. So if you lived in a windy, snowy,
It's really cozy. It just keeps all the
Yeah.
heat right here.
Yeah.
I might make myself a non-animal one with some this brand of yarn or any, you can find any really bulky yarn that is really cute. I'm kind of thinking about making myself a really cute one without like ears. I don't want an animal hood per se, but I would wear a little hood like that around in the winter here, I think, sometimes. It's looser too than a hat. Like hats, I like hats, but you have to wear your hair a certain way if you're gonna wear a hat. And like the hood,
Just-
it can be anything. Like you can wear a ponytail or a bun. A bun's a little harder, but
yeah, maybe I would wear something like that with just a hood like that. Because with bangs, I have a hard time wearing hats because bangs
pushes
get
it.
all smushed up. That hood is a little bit farther down, maybe, or a little looser. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try
really
one on.
fitting, so it just pulls on and pulls off.
Good thought. I might need one of those when I move to my icy retirement home.
In the far north. Where are you moving to, Mom? Are you moving to the Arctic? The way you're talking about where you're moving to, it sounds like you're going to go to Lapland or something.
Those last Alaskans or something in Homestead.
Yeah.
Did you see me?
Yeah, you're really cut out for homesteading in Alaska.
No, but I'm thinking about living in the wilds of Idaho or something. It's cold in Idaho.
Wilds of Idaho. You and I have different images of Idaho.
Well, okay, fine.
Coeur d'Alene and Spokane.
We're not going to Coeur d'Alene. We can't afford Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene is like living in Bellevue here.
Coeur d'Alene.
Mhm.
Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene are pretty close, though.
Mhm.
I was going to talk about the biggest news of my whole week, other than that sweet baby niece is doing great. So for all of you who have been praying for her, Junie is gaining weight, and that's just the name of the game right now, is gaining weight and continuing to develop the way she needs to. And so
Is off her oxygen. She doesn't have any IVs. She's regained her birth weight and then some, all in like 9 days.
yeah, she's doing really, I think, as well as anybody can expect a 32, well, now 33-week baby. So we're really happy about that. And then the other big news for me is that I found out through a friend that a local grocery store was going to be giving away vaccines to anybody this week for COVID vaccines because they had a freezer malfunction. And I was like, out the door in 5 minutes. I like grabbed my shoes and my purse and I was like, bye, honey, I'm leaving, bye. And left the girls with Jessie. And I went and stood in line for 2 hours and got my first vaccine. So that was really good news for me. I'm really happy. I'm fine. My arm was mildly sore the next few days, like a flu shot, and I will go back to the same place in a month and get my second vaccine, which is just, I thought that I would still have a few more months to wait. So I was so happy. So happy, really.
So it is an overwhelming thing, when you think about it. If you really let yourself think about the what's the word, magnitude of this vaccine and the rollout. And I know everybody's complaining about how badly the rollout is being handled. In a lot of states, maybe it is, but I also think we have to think about the magnitude of how many people they're trying to get this shot to, and people working night and day to produce it and ship it and get it to places. I mean, it is huge. And um, for us now, that means 7 out of 10 of our adult family members in our family are vaccinated, and that is just brings me a lot of comfort, so that we can get together. And we've been getting together anyway, and we still will be careful, but it just gives you another layer of feeling of protection about it. And we're a close family. We're not going to not see each other. I can't
Yeah.
imagine not seeing you guys for a year.
So I was
I
really
would not.
glad. And so I got there and I was standing in line and I realized like 10 people ahead of me was a friend of mine and his brother-in-law. They were both there together. And so when I got up to the front, he had already signed all the papers and was waiting to be called by the pharmacist or whoever was administering the vaccine. So I didn't even see him get his vaccine or get called back to the chair or anything like that, because at that point I was filling out my paper frantically, like, oh, I hope they have more. It seemed like they did, because they weren't like, okay, we're almost out or anything. There was a long line. So when I got to the store, the line wrapped around like through an aisle into the back of the store, like by the refrigerated section. And then it slowly over the course of the 2 hours inched forward, and there was still a long line back behind me. I'm not sure how many they ended up giving out that night, but it seemed clear that the people well, I know that they called in all their staff, all their pharmacy staff was there on an emergency. They were not planning on doing that. It was just that the freezer, all the vaccines were going to go to waste. So they put a news article out and people started pouring into the store. And I was like hesitant to even go try, because I thought, oh, by the time I get there, because it's 20 minutes from my house, it'll probably be packed because it's people from the town will be there. But it really wasn't. I mean, it was packed, but not like scary, long line. And as I got to the front, I started thinking back over this whole year, like, because it was almost a year to the day that everything in Washington had begun to shut down when I was in line. And I started just thinking about where I was a year ago and all of the work that the doctors and nurses and the people working on the vaccine had poured into this gift that I was suddenly unexpectedly about to receive. And anyway, so I was trying not to cry. My friend Jason, who has been extremely locked, like he and his family haven't seen anybody for months. Like they have just completely locked down outside of going to and from work. He was there and got his vaccine, and we were able to just celebrate together afterwards. Just the gift that we've been given by all these people that had worked so hard to help us get to a point where we won't need to be locked down anymore. So anyway, that was the big news for me this week, and I was really happy about that.
Yeah, it's been a good week. And if you want to hear more good news, son and daughter, my son and his fiance are back in Indianapolis right now because she got into nursing school for the fall and they're moving to Indianapolis. I think she's going to Marian University. And they were able to go back and they toured where they're going to be living. They actually were able to put money down on an apartment that will be waiting for them on August 10th when they get there, which was a huge thing because a lot of places wouldn't guarantee them a spot. And who wants to move cross country from Washington to Indiana without a known, spot? So I'm really happy for them. I feel like, there were some rough weeks, but this week was a good week for the Gatz family. So
yeah. Do you
it was a
have
good week.
anything about, okay, what else do? We do books and we have Hall. Oh, we should probably do Hall next, which I don't have any, but you do.
I got Hall. Oh my gosh, you guys. So this was, I had ordered this, well, I think I ordered this when Sarah was visiting. Or when you haven't been at your house recently, so you must have been over here. But I don't think it was last week. Victoria Sampler patterns. Because didn't you want one, or weren't you looking at a Victoria Sampler?
You and I were doing like computer, like I shared my screen with you after a Zoom recording session, and we were looking.
Yeah. Well, I found this hummingbird pattern, and I just had to have it. I love it. Since I work at home now, I have a hummingbird feeder outside my window, and I'm really into hummingbirds. and ours don't leave for the winter. I've had hummingbirds all winter. So this little puppy has a lot of specialty threads. It's a lot of blended needle with weeks and general arts. There's a lot of colors in this, but anyway, I love little mister and the flowers. And then I got some mystery fabric, and I'm not really sure what I bought it for. It's a 20 count Rustico oatmeal, Ada.
I know what you bought, but now I can't remember.
I'm thinking I might have bought it for my Barbara Barjot Richards
That's what you were going to do on it.
that I'm going to do, but I think I ended up getting another fabric at my cross stitch store. So
Yeah, we were looking at that too that day, and you were like, yeah, I'm going to order that. And then you did. And then you bought another fabric for that same design.
maybe I had already bought the other fabric, and I was thinking maybe I didn't want to do it on that. Remember, I was having some count issues.
We're
So
worried about size.
yeah, worried about size. So I think that, yeah, this is really stiff, but this also matches. I think this is really close to what I did the companion piece that I did years ago to this one is more like this, this rustic. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to have to, yeah, figure that out. And I'm not the only one that orders things and doesn't know what they ordered it for. Go watch Carolyn's up. Like I said, she ordered a couple times recently. Floss, she doesn't know what it's for. The other thing I got in that is that there apparently are new, I don't know how new they are, DMC colors. And they're single digits. This is 05.
You don't remember that happening? Like last year or something? I forget. Well,
maybe I just didn't pay any attention, but I didn't see these at Joann's. Like, I don't know where they would have had them. Have you seen them at Joann's?
I don't know if our friend has it. I don't look too much at Joann. Our Hobby Lobby doesn't have the single digits yet.
No, and I'm pretty sure like Joann,
I haven't really seen them, I don't think.
I don't even see a spot, and I'm wondering if they're all single digits. I don't know. I know that they're taking away a bunch of colors. I saw, I saved that on my computer. There's a whole bunch of colors that are going to go away. And
What?
yeah, I'll have to send you that link.
Yeah, we can post it in the thing.
I don't know when, or maybe it might even have been an old article, but I don't think it was. The other thing that I went on a little wild hair, I went on eBay because I really, I kind of like the idea of kits on top of everything else that I love.
So you like kits, you like patterns, you like floss, you like fabric.
I really can't think of a thing about cross stitch I don't like.
You're a non-discriminatory like cross stitch lover.
I am. So I don't know why, but I really love these. And they're the petites, the dimension petite. So they're not real big. And I bought this one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was thinking spring and summery kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be very big. I feel like this one doesn't say on the front. Anyway, 5 by 7.
Is the borders on the picture, is that a matte? Those aren't stitched. The pink.
Stitched, I believe.
Stitched. Oh, just a little tiny little piece there.
Yeah. I don't have to do that border because there's a green border.
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't be doing that other border. Oh my word. How did I not see that? I look at the big picture. I don't really scrutinize them when I buy them. Because this will show on this one too. I thought, isn't this a pretty little one? And this one also I think is only going to be 8 by 4. I thought, oh, look at that pretty blue Ada. No, there's no blue Ada. That's full coverage.
You should just get some of that hand-dyed fabric that looks like clouds. Do you remember? So Anastasia from Nico Detka is her Instagram handle. What's her?
Anastasia is her YouTube channel though. Anastasia. Here, we'll link to her. You probably all have seen her.
Yeah.
She cracks me up.
I want to say it's Anastasia Nico. Yeah. Anastasia Nico. Anyway, she did a pattern on a fabric that is like, looks like clouds. So you should just do it on that and then you won't have to stitch all that. That looks terrible.
I know. I thought for sure it came blue Ada.
So it came on a white with the kit?
Yeah. But I know now not to cut my threads off the cute little thread things they've got. Put them all in individual baggies. And who knows, these might not get started until I'm retired.
Mm-hmm.
But they're there. I've got them. And they weren't very expensive. Okay. And then I ordered, I jumped on the bandwagon because, you know, I love Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine too. And it came out and I ordered it off of Etsy. So I got blurry all of a sudden.
I know it just didn't focus when you moved forward.
I got this, and this is by Blue Acorn. Oh my gosh, is it ever adorable?
Oh, that is pretty.
Yeah. There's like there it goes. You can see the bunny maybe. Anyway, there's some really cute things in here. Lindy Stitches has one in. Stitching with the Housewives. I won't do a flip through, but I went ahead and just ordered it. I paid more probably than I would at Barnes & Noble because I paid for a lot of shipping, but I don't get down to Barnes & Noble very often, and I don't ever know when they're actually going to have it. You know, they ship to stores.
Yeah.
And then I also bought, remember I showed Heaven and Nature Sing by Brenda Gervais?
Yeah.
Oh, Lori, sorry. I bought some
fabric,
but I realized, and I knew it when I was in the store, that her dress it's really muted colors, and I didn't want a real light fabric. I really wanted it. It's so hard to tell on these pattern pieces, you know, but it's very muted. Of course, I can't find that color anywhere for that deer. So I went on 1 2 3 Stitch and ordered a bunch of different browns just to have, and I'll pick one if I can't find it. But her dress looks kind of a bluish, but it's actually this Lexington green.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Oh, I can't really show it. It doesn't show well on this fabric.
Oh.
So when I went on 1 2 3 Stitch, I ordered a bunch of real muted blues, just not a bunch, like 3 different ones to try on here, because the other issue is the other colors are going to show up. You know, there's whites. There's this picket fence. This one, I think, parchment will show up on it. If I went too light of a fabric, none of these were going to show up. And I thought, you know, it was going to be easier to change her dress color than to change all the little areas. See? So anyway, that was a kind of a big purchase, but I really love this pattern. I just really love it. And I don't do a lot of Christmas, so yeah, that's kind of a plus. But this was the big thing that I didn't even tell Sarah about. So when I was standing there at I went to my cross stitch store, Threadneedle Street, and I was standing there talking to her, and she has stuff behind her. It's a tiny little store. She's got stuff hanging everywhere. And I saw this thing hanging behind her. And it was in a box. And I said, because she has a lot of needlepoint stuff too in there. And so I couldn't tell if it was a cross stitch thing or if it was a needlepoint thing. I go, what is that back there? She goes, oh, that's a limited edition kit by Marjolein Baston. Now, Marjolein Baston is a Dutch artist, and she does cards. She's done a lot of cards, nature cards, like that would be examples of her work.
Okay, I think I've seen her work before.
Hallmark holds the copyright or the license to her cards, but this was a cross stitch kit, and apparently she does them every once in a while. And I don't. It's a limited edition. It doesn't say it is, but it is. And I did look it up, and it is. Anyway, I ordered. This is it. It's 4 seasons. You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but it's spring, summer, fall, winter, and it's nature. It's bunnies and flowers, and
that's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I said, how much is? She had 2 of these. I go, how much is that? She goes, well, it's $146. And I'm like, well, that would make your dad lose his cool. And so
Jesse's over here like, but you ended up with it. So tell me.
So what happened was I said, Denise, I'm going to have to put that on my wish list. And I go, you've got 2 of them? She said, yeah, I've got 2 of them. And at that price, they might be here for a while. She didn't really pressure me to, you should get it now kind of thing. So I went out to the car and I called Dad, or Dad had called me and I called him back because I was in the store when he called. And I'd gotten, I don't know, probably 5 minutes up the road from the store. I was actually hitting the main road that takes me home right before that. And I said, oh, Carrie, I said, there's this kit there. And he was obviously in a good mood. And he goes, really? I go, oh, honey, it is so beautiful. And it's $146. And he just starts laughing at me. And he goes, well, do you want me to give each of us a little bit of money from our stimulus check to spend on what we want to spend? And so this is my Biden's bucks purchase.
Stimulating Denise's store.
I stimulated the economy. So I turned around, I had to go I was at the light to turn left onto this main highway. I had to go up a ways, turn around. I pulled a U-turn in the middle of the street to get back to her store because I needed to get back in time to babysit my little Penelope baby. And I'm a little ways out when I go to that store. So I got back and I said, I'm back. And she'd like, you're back. I said, my husband said I could buy one of those kits. She says, oh, she said, that's good. She said, I have a gal that actually called me and asked me about that kit. And she was maybe going to come into the store anyway in another day or 2. I don't know if she's going to buy it or not, but then it would have been down to 1 kit. So, and I couldn't find them. I found one website that they're on. They are European, and it's Lanarte, Lanarte. And it's just called 4 Seasons. And I Googled it and I only found a couple of places that actually had this actual pattern. Anyway, and I think doing the calendar piece, Joyful World, I really do like seasonal, like this 4 Seasons thing. So that was, I told Sarah today, I said, I have a whip that I haven't told you about. And I just said, I'm pretty spoiled. I mean, I am. I mean, the bottom line is, we need a new dishwasher. So I think some of that money, I mean, we're not going to buy a top of the line, crazy expensive dishwasher, that I couldn't afford a kit. So, cause we're not going to be here only a few more years and then we're going to move out of this house. So I was so excited to get that. And I haven't been able to, this was the first time I've opened it. So I'm not sure what the stitch count is. It's big though. She was telling me it's like this big.
Wow.
It's big, but I don't know. I can't tell what count the fabric is because it's in, it doesn't say on the back very clearly. So I'm going to have to open it up further inside, but it's all plastic wrapped and see. But the count on the fabric looks pretty small. It's not like it's a 16 count or an 18 count Ada. But Denise said that they've done other ones like this. And she said they're beautiful, that her colors are beautiful. They're well written. The charts are clear. I mean, she's always gotten really good reviews on it. So I thought, yeah, sometimes you just see something that just really grabs you. And that just really, I mean, I'm talking to her and I'm like, what is that up there? Because I could just see the colors and yeah, it's beautiful. So that was my stimulus check bonus, and then the rest of it's sitting in the bank.
Yeah,
I could spend a lot.
I get to do anything fun with ours. We have to get a new car, which isn't very, I mean, that's good, but
yeah, you'll be happy to have that.
Yeah, it's a necessity. It's not a fun cross stitch spending.
No, I'm sorry. No. Why don't you put your name in for the, why is Jesse up there? Why isn't Jesse taking a nap?
Reading over there, judging. He's just sitting there judging us.
Yeah. Well, judge away.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my haul. I didn't have to ask what.
Jesse just texted me. It's almost 4 o'clock. Well, a few weeks ago, when Mom and I were talking about on FaceTime, we were FaceTiming talking about when we were going to record. My dad from the other part of the room goes, "You better be done by 4 o'clock." In like really authoritarian tone. And I think he was thinking about you guys needing to leave because you were going to go have dinner with your friends. But it just was like now it's a joke between Jesse and I. He'll just be like, "Yeah, well, you can floss it, but you better be done by 4."
Well, today I have until 7 because we have to go to the airport to pick up the kids. But
Really probably need to be done by 4 because I'm making dinner for a guest who's coming over.
I did
Have any fun haul to show. Well, I did get this yarn, so that's technically haul, but I already showed that.
and I'm not reading anything new. I'm just reading Miss Reed Thrush Green slowly. I haven't read much the last couple of days. I've stayed up late knitting and cross stitching, so I'm not making much headway on that.
Yeah, I'm still working through this. I kind of put it down and read another book, and then I've gone back to it. So fun. It's a retelling of Sleeping Beauty, and it is really enjoyable. Robin McKinley is just a really fun writer. It's pretty easy to read. It doesn't take any kind of mental tax on me, so I just have been reading it at night before I go to bed, and it's fun. And the cover, I mean, don't you love the cover?
Love the cover. I read that when you were a senior in high school.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it had been out. I don't know.
Was recuperating. I had a whole stack of those books. Also, I have Maisie Dobbs. The latest Maisie Dobbs is coming this Tuesday. I pre-ordered it, so
I'll probably pick up the third one of those from my nightstand when this is done.
I'm one behind. I
didn't read this in high school, Mom. It was written in 2000.
What year did you graduate? Yes, I did.
I was in high school. I thought you said when you were in high school.
Oh, when you were in high school that year, and I had my surgery. I was
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, not when I was in high school.
I thought you said when you were in high school.
No. Yeah. Is anybody out there started any new books? Let us know.
Let us know. Oh, okay. So before we do, maybe we'll do a giveaway in a second. We had talked about, we wanted to talk about something new we want to try to do. And we're calling it, what did we call it? Friends feature?
Featured friends.
Featured friends. So we know that a lot of people that watch don't have their own Flosstube. Some do, and so that's great. But we know some people don't, but maybe would enjoy sharing pictures of their whips or finished projects that we could insert in a little segment on our video. So maybe we won't get any response to this, but if you're watching and you would like to have kind of a shout out or have a place to show what you're working on, we would love to do that. Because as you know, we like to kind of foster the feeling of friendship and community. That's a big piece of what we love about the Flosstube community. And I think Stitching at the Cabin, is that who else is? They're doing this as well. And we just love that idea so much. So hopefully you don't mind if we're kind of borrowing your idea as well. I think there's probably some overlap in who watches, but there's probably some that don't watch us or do watch us.
Such a huge response that they have it on a wheel. So, you know,
we might get no response. Who knows? But
this kind of came from me because I realized I didn't think about doing it until yesterday. My sister-in-law, Nancy, who watches us, had texted me and said she just finished a piece by Teresa Kogut, and I didn't know she was even working on it. I'd never even seen this pattern. I think it's called Curious Bunny or something. And so she sent me a picture, and I thought, that is really cute. And it was her first time working on linen. So she was telling me a little bit about that. And I thought, you know, and she'll share it on Facebook, but I wouldn't have seen it. Sometimes I see her stuff pop up on some of the similar groups we're on, but I don't always see everything. And I thought, oh, I really wanted to see that. And I thought, I really want to see what other people are stitching that don't necessarily have Flosstubes or don't necessarily post all the time on Instagram. So we wanted to give everybody a chance to show what they're proud of, because we're all working on beautiful things. Mm-hmm. And we want to see.
Yeah, so we're selfish. We just want to see what you're working on. And we don't really share, like, you can't really share photos in the comments here or whatever. So if you are working on something and you would like to let us show, and of course give you credit, and you know, hopefully you understand what we're talking about. Email a picture to us of something that you have enjoyed working on, and we can do a little spot where we insert a picture of it and say who you are and anything else you want to tell us about it.
Well, for you.
We need to know probably the designer and the pattern name, just so we can share what that is.
You can share whatever you want with us about it. We'll share it. And like they said, if you don't want us to give your name, we won't give your name. Just whatever you put in your email, we'll assume is.
Yeah, we'll just maybe read, whatever you say is okay to share. We thought that would be fun. And we've been talking about scheduling another Zoom chat for our friends, but we haven't picked a date yet. So we'll probably try to pick a date We were going to shoot for something in April. So we'll probably pick a date and then share next week when we want to do that. Because that was really fun. And again, that was just something that felt like it was creating more community, which is a big deal to us.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do giveaway? So that's called Featured Friends.
Yes. So yes, email us, and our email is in the drop down, huh?
I said we'll be starting that if we get any response. I always assume we're not, and then we do, and I'm always so happily and pleasantly surprised that people actually do.
I did pick up a giveaway the other day. It's a Plum Street Sampler Summertide Blessings. I'm kind of skipping spring today and going right to summer. It is super.
Like your preferred way of doing it anyways. Skip to summer. There you go. That's nice.
And she does give a DMC. It's mostly weeks. It's weeks, or you can do DMC. She gives the conversion. I thought it was super cute. I know a lot of people have talked about summer, and we've talked about gardening and stuff, and I just thought it was quirky, and I don't know, just kind of screamed summer with those tomatoes hanging there. And we thought we would use the word tomato in the comments. So if you're interested in Plum Street Summertide Blessings, use the word tomato, singular.
Yes. So you can tell us what you like to do that uses tomato in it, like tomato sauce or fresh tomato, but make sure it's singular, because that's what I will use to search, like to use the comments to win that Summertime Blessings. That's everything that I have that I can think of.
And I already did my spin the wheel, and I'm going to be working on some of the same things next week. Easter peeps making an appearance, winter peace is making an appearance, loose feathers, just three birds, button up pandemic, which I have just the tiniest start on. That black pumpkin, you know, the black work pumpkins on the orange. That's I need to get that.
That's so close to done.
And then my but I haven't shown this for a while, and it's my gathered. Did I bring it? Oh, I did bring it over. It's the Gathered in Love that I started right after Mom passed away. It's a Barbara Borjo Richards.
Oh, that's right.
It's this adorable little piece. And I haven't worked on this for quite a while, but I'm pretty far along. I got a lot of back. I mean, she looks good, but she's got a lot of back stitching to go. And I've got the rest of that border, and I've got some ground below her. But yeah, I haven't worked on her for a while, so that'll feel good. That makes me like spring. So she made it on there. And then my Whipco piece, Sarah and I were talking about our Whipcos. I am way behind on my Forest Queen, so she's going to get some love. We only have another week and a half before Whipco changes again. And my Magazine Monthly, I need to work on my Cardinals. They need like 4 hours on that. And my Dumpster Fire Friends. And I'm going to keep working on that Barbara Anna Spring. So that's my plans. Did you spin?
I didn't spin. I usually just do it the day of shoes, but I do know I need to do a lot of Whipco work.
Which is what piece?
It's that Toile sampler, the blue, the one that's all blue, and I probably still have 3 hours left to do on that. And
really? On that every week.
I know, but not for, I know. I think I didn't remember to hit the timer a couple times, so I might actually have less than that. The same is definitely true for the other Whipco piece, which is my Snapper Land.
Oh,
that one I still have a few hours left on too, but that one I know I didn't hit the timer a couple times, so I'm not really sure exactly where I'm at, but I think I probably have at least 3 hours on both of those to do. So that'll be kind of one of my goals, and then just working on that baby sweater and getting that fox hood out. That's everything.
Yeah, I'll be knitting a little bit too, but not as
frantically.
Not as frantically, yeah. I was just looking at my I was looking at that, why I bought that fabric, because I had bought 22 count Lugana. I think it was a whole count thing we were talking about, and that's why I ordered that. We were shopping via Zoom. Sarah and I.
I was showing her all the things I liked on 1, 2, 3 Stitch.
And there is a shortage on some of these fancy flosses big time now, because There have been times that I haven't been able to find something at Denise's store, but I've been able to find it on 123 Stitch. They're out of them. It's a couple of darker colors, and I couldn't even find them on Etsy.
Wow.
Etsy shops that I could, unless I wasn't searching right. But I'm like, come on, get your dyeing going. We need those colors. I'm not very good at substituting. Evidenced by my poor dreaming girl.
Help us.
We're not going to be sane if you don't. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, it's exactly 4 o'clock, so we hit the deadline. Whew.
Trying to make dinner.
I know. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you and we love your comments, and yeah, it's fun to hear from you. And again, email us if you have something you want us to feature. And I'm still trying to catch up on giveaways because I don't know what's going on. I have a really hard time getting to the post office right now. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. So if you're waiting on a couple of giveaways, it might be my fault. I'll get there.
Could be my fault too.
But anyways, okay, and keep your eyes posted. Next week, we'll talk about a date for another Zoom cross stitch.